Don't you be afraid.
Whoa, what's going on YouTube? This your boy Jamelio7 with Sinister 7 Gaming, and I'm here with another Gamma Hulk tank video. This is the most overpowered tank build for the Hulk that you can make. Hands down. It can tank, it can drop dots, it can self-sustain, it can do damage. Everything you need your Hulk build to do, this build can do. The funny thing about it is, I still want to get better pieces for it, but the pieces I have make it OP as hell. As you probably saw in a clip leading up to this, is I'm fighting like 5 or 6 adaptoids at 165, the hardest level in the game, challenge 4, and an elite hive. And I'm sticking in there, you know, and that's what you want your tank build to do. But before we get into that, I want you guys to make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because we always dropping new content. I just dropped the Iron Man video yesterday. I'm going to be dropping a Miss Marvel video in the next few days. But definitely like, comment, subscribe, man. Feedback is always appreciated. We're trying to grow this thing. But let's begin. As you can see, I'm at power level 149, but that's only because my favorite melee piece, the best piece that I have, is 135. But like I always do in all my videos, I like to show you alternates. So the alternate piece we're gonna start off with is the faultless invulnerability nanites. You get resilience, valor, and intensity on it. The faultless invulnerability, 10.6 chance for melee critical hits to grant invulnerability buff. You have a plasma ignition. Heavy power attacks trigger a burst of plasma damage, and then you have rage recuperation, minus 15% damage reduction when rage is active. That's when you use that when you're trying to get, like you're trying to get your most tankiest. But for the most part, you don't really need to use that because it's tanky enough without adding that on. And what I use at my main melee slot is the faultless spark nanites. And with the faultless spark nanites, you get faultless spark. You get 16.8% chance melee critical attacks grant a heroic charge burst for all heroics. And then you have the Pim Infuser. Power attacks deal particle damage. Now, in a perfect world, I would be able to get my Might, Resilience, or Resolve. The Faultless Spark, I get Plasma Ignition, and then we'll get a third perk of our choice, but we don't. It's not perfect. We're still looking for that piece, that signature piece. Alright, next we have the Adept Inspiration Enhancer. And the Adept Inspiration Enhancer is another one of those pieces that's great the way it is. I said it contributes to the build, contributes to making it OP as hell. But I would like to get some resilience on it. Or at least a third stat. I'm big on third stats. But as is, it has Adept Inspiration, 15.6% chance hitting an enemy with a ranged critical attack that grants willpower burst. So basically, you have a 15% chance to before the battle starts, to if you going into a new battle and you need a little pick me up, you just come in throwing rocks and you have a chance to heal yourself. You also infuse it with Pim particles. But the reason I use this piece is because that 10.6 increase damage on heavy combo finishes. In case you didn't know, Hulk's best combo is his heavy combo. It's a 2-hit combo, triangle. It's fast as hell, and it hits like a truck, and it has cleave. But moving on. For my defense chest piece, which it really is a defense chest piece, we have the reactive protection component. It has resolve and intensity on it. It also has reactive protection. 25% chance taking damage grants a defense buff. That's big as hell. Like that by itself takes you to another level because you have 2,000 defensive rating. You have about 30% armor, and you have this reactive protection bonus taking you up to the next level. The next perk is Courageous Protection. 53.3% chance when critically injured to grant another defense bonus. They stack. Say it one more time for people in the back. They stack. So that's another thing. So in the instance that you do get hit or you get gang raped and you get taken down to like a sliver of your health, you'll have a defense buff to spark your rage, and you'll be able to get your health back. But like I always like to give alternatives. You can also use the Planet Cracker Alloy, and with the Planet Cracker Alloy, you get Resolve Intensity still, but you also get Resilience. On top of that, you get Depth Taunt, and with Depth Taunt, you have a 36% chance when successfully parrying an attack with your rage to taunt them as well. So if you are a beast with the parry, this will be the piece for you. Also has aggressive resolve, minus 15% damage when from any taunted enemies. So That's all you're gonna be doing as a tank, taunting everything around you. So just wearing this piece gives you a automatic minus 15%. All right, so then we go down to my favorite piece of the whole build because this piece allows me to do damage of say a glass cannon hog build, and it's the Bone Shaker Blitz Stimulator. And basically, what this does is it gives you Bone Shaker's Blitz, which gives you 20% increased damage while Bone Shaker is active, which is going to be pretty much up all the time. Because the beautiful thing about the Faultless Spark perk is everyone melee from Hulk comes in all kind of ways: takedowns, light, heavy, uh, special attacks. Yeah, without however Hulk makes contact with the enemies, Faultless Spark has a chance to proc. So a lot of times you'll be building up a rogue and you don't even know it. So it has resilience on it, resolve, might. It also has critical buff. 26% chance on takedowns to grant a defense, a damage buff. That damage buff is going to take you from 1856 up to 2200. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. Then you have a defeat 3 enemies in rapid succession to grant another defense buff. Easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. A lot of times you find yourself you're gonna do the stranglehold, drop, and you're gonna drop your AOE on the ground, or you're gonna do your thunderclap, drop your AOE on the ground, and then you're gonna proceed to go with your tectonic ship, and you're gonna be hitting the ground. That's three enemies dead already. So that by itself is big. This piece right here can't get any better unless it got gold or exotic. But this is a mainstay on the build. For my main exotic slot, my main major artifact slot, I use the Tactigun, and it's mostly to get that extra 22% chance on my dots, plus the might for additional damage and the valor for additional damage. So I use that pretty regularly, but I've been experimenting with the dark hole, as you probably seen in version 2. We're leveling up the dark hole to see the full potential of that in the build. Let's move down to our ISOs. ISO, we rocking on 140, a red ISO with triple might. It has spin resistance, minus 50% reduction in heroic energy drain, and minus 25% reduction in damage from spin attacks. That's crazy, because if anybody knows, the most irritating thing in the world is to be fighting and they drain all your heroic. Crazy. Also, those Wolverine things, hate them. This all they do is do that spinny claw thing, and that hits really hard. Minus 25% death. But wait, we're not done yet. Another 140, triple resolve. We got spin resistance again. So guess what? We don't have any heroic reduction drain at all. Minus 100. And as far as those Wolverine things, they hit like lightweights now. Tanky, fellas. Let's go. So moving on to our stats. As you can see, our melee damage is 1766. Our range damage is 665. Our crit chances is 9%. Perk chances 8.7, which is 9%. Heroic effectiveness is 719. Don't get this twisted. When you proc those damage buffs, your heroic abilities are going to be hitting like trucks. But that's not your heroic abilities are made to be a utility to fuel your defense, to fuel your healing, to fuel your damage over time. That's what that's for. You want that there to make sure you're able to be at your tankiest, to make sure you supplement your build. But moving on, you have the stunning status meter at 44%. You have armor at 25%. We have an ultimate assault and support at the base levels. So not much has changed with our skills. For the Bone Shaker, we're using a Rampaging Bone Shaker. Defeat 5 enemies, and you get an extra 5 seconds. We're using Savage Heroism. Defeating taunted enemies with Bone Shaker causes the heroic orb to drop. Pretty self-explanatory. We're using the Irradiated Destruction for Stranglehold, which gives you that dot I was talking about. We have Double Stranglehold, which gives you additional Stranglehold for additional instant heal and damage in those sticky situations. And then we have Barbaric Charge. Barbaric Charge makes Stranglehold a taunt, so it taunts everything nearby you when you use it. As far as our ultimate heroic ability, I use the modifier Ground Zero because it gives you a dot that heals both you and your teammates, and it damages the enemies. Fun fact though, the higher your willpower, the more damage it does to your enemies, and the more it heals your teammates. Then we have Thunderclap Taunt. Basically, everything within the vicinity that gets drawn in by your dead zone is going to be taunted. As far as your grab specialization, we're running Durable Bludgeon. Specialization 2, we're running Enhanced Grab. Takedown specialization, which is big because Stranglehold counts as a takedown. Never forget that. Stranglehold counts as a takedown. Performing a takedown spawns heroic orbs. Then for our projectile specialization, we have Wrecking Ball. Damage specialization, we have Meteor Damage. And then our efficiency specialization, we have Meteoric. Now, as far as our intrinsic abilities, defense specialization for our intrinsic abilities, I use increased defense strength while raged. That's just me. I'm a tank. I like to bulldoze things. Then for my damage specialization, I use enhanced damage, which gives me 15% more damage while I'm enraged. See how the build is so balanced and so OP at the same time. It's crazy. Then we have our ethnicity, and with this we're just getting 15% more rage pool. And as far as our overcharge, we're using chance boost, increase the critical chance by 15% while overcharge. We got damage boost, increase all damage by 20% while overcharge. And then we have Hothead, increases the amount of overcharge intrinsic rage meter gain from all attacks. Everything a Hulk does, you'll gain rage and bringing you into your overcharge. So in summary, again, this is the most OP tank build you can run on the Hulk. This is probably the best build you can run on the Hulk. You're gonna see a lot of people running 2700 melee rating and crazy things like that, but you don't need that. Hulk is a tank. He's built for tough. Like, he's meant to get in the middle of things, thunderclap, drop dots, and go to work. That's what this build does, and it does it not even as far. Like, I want to say this build is still just a template for you to take and do as you will with it. But keep in mind, 20,000 willpower is the sweet spot. You don't want to go any lower than that when you're doing that harder content, because you won't be as tanky. You won't be able to stand up against multiple adaptors, multiple dread bots. You won't be able to do any of that under 20,000 unless you're constantly trying to move, get in and out, trying to play that glass cannon role. If that is the role you want to play, where you have 3,000 melee rating, that's fine. If that's how you want to play your Hulk, but the build is not going to get you there. This build is going to give you balance. This build is going to give you damage. This build is going to give you heals, and it's going to help the team out all at the same time. But well, like I said, we're on our way to 500 subscribers. I'm trying to get to that magic number of 1,000. If you don't mind, please like the video. Please like the video. Subscribe and drop a comment. Let me know if you like it. Let me know what you think. Let me know what kind of builds you're running. But until the next one, it's your boy Jamelio7 with Sinister 7 Gaming, and I'm gone.